The night sky over Bethlehem was still, stars glimmering in silence, when news of an unexpected birth reached the ears of a king. King Herod, ruler of Judea, was far from joyful when he heard whispers of a newborn, a child born to be the king of the Jews. For most, this was news that brought hope, a new light for a weary world. But for Herod, it was a threat that chilled his very soul. The Magi, foreign wise men, had come to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews?" They innocently sought to pay homage, but to Herod, it sounded like the beginning of rebellion. This child, this so-called Messiah, was prophesied to bring freedom to his people. And freedom, Herod feared, could only mean one thing: the end of his reign. In Herod's palace, fear masqueraded as power. The news of the Messiah's birth ignited a paranoia that drove him to dreadful actions. He called the chief priests and teachers of the law, demanding to know where the Christ was to be born. "In Bethlehem of Judea," they answered, pointing to ancient prophecies. Herod feigned interest, masking his intentions with words of piety as he sent the Magi to find the child and report back to him, claiming he wished to worship the newborn king himself. But Herod had no intention of bowing to anyone. His heart burned with jealousy, his grip on power tightening as the prophecy loomed like a shadow. When the Magi, warned in a dream, did not return to him, Herod's fear turned into rage. In an unthinkable act of cruelty, he ordered the massacre of all male children in Bethlehem and the surrounding region, 2 years old and under. This brutal decree, known as the Massacre of the Innocents, was Herod's desperate attempt to extinguish any threat to his throne. The cries of mothers filled the air, an echo of the ancient words of the prophet Jeremiah. "A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping in great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted, because they are no more." The prophecy became a reality as the streets of Bethlehem became a place of unimaginable grief. Herod's desperation revealed the darkness that can engulf a heart obsessed with power, showing the tragic cost of clinging to control at all costs. Yet, even in this dark chapter of the Christmas story, a glimmer of hope remained. An angel had warned Joseph in a dream to flee to Egypt with Mary and the child, and they escaped the violence that tore through Bethlehem. Though Herod's power reached far, it could not snuff out the light that had entered the world. The child, Jesus, would live, destined to fulfill a far greater purpose than Herod could ever imagine. Herod's reaction to the birth of Jesus reminds us that the arrival of light often stirs the deepest darkness. It's a story of power, fear, and loss, but also of divine protection and the resilience of hope. The true king had come, not to wield power through fear, but to offer salvation through love. And no decree, no cruelty, could stop the unfolding of God's plan.